My name is Sonia, and I'll be telling you everything that you need to know about Switzerland and the internship and the I don't want to say work visa for people that are not willing to work. I mean, if you are determined to have a job in Switzerland, you will get it. Switzerland is not open wide like most European country, although they are not under European Union. They are bordered, Switzerland is bordered by Italy, Germany, France. I think they have some border with, I think 5 countries. France, Germany, Italy, and I think with Austria or something like that. I think they are bordered by 5 other European countries, but they are not under European Union. So you remember that whenever you are making application, that European Union laws will not be, used in your visa processing. So today I'll be telling you about jobs that you can apply with career development and where to get the job and what to do and the requirements, anyway, the general requirement for Switzerland. Remember, I said they are not under EU. So if they are not under EU, their rules and regulation and immigration policies will be different, will be so different than what you are used to in other European countries. So now, number one, I want to say something. You need a strong visa and a strong work commitment and career history to be able to get any visa for Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the toughest places, where Africans can be recruited, because they have to drill you to make sure you are qualified for the job. So if anyone tell you that Switzerland is easy to get entry, no. You can't get entry just like that. You have to prove that you are career driven. They just don't want you. For instance, why is this? They don't want you to come to their country and tell them that you don't have job, or they don't want you to benefit from their welfare system, or they don't want you to come and become their own liability from where you are coming from. So these are the 3 key things. It's not as if that they are racist country to Africans. No, they don't want you, when you come in, you just tell them that you don't have job, then you start applying for most of their welfare package, applying for things that meant for the citizens. They want you to come with required skills and to show commitment to your career development, which means you need to have a history. That is why if you are reading this thing, what are they calling it? Oh God, I've forgotten. If you are reading the poster, I don't know, my brain is not working. If you are reading the poster, you will see that I said over 30. This will make sure that you have graduated and you have had a bit of history, job history. So that is why I said over 30. Over 20 can come to Switzerland, but I don't think you can really prove that you have worked, like you have worked on your career and you have career progression. That is why I pegged it at 30. Please, if you're joining me, can you click the like button so that YouTube will know that we are here. I'm talking about Switzerland, migrating to Switzerland. Two things. You don't need education. You need education if you are career driven. That education can, okay, for instance, if you're a pharmacist, you need education. But if you are not a pharmacist, but you are a welder, you don't need education. If you are a caregiver, you don't need education like degree. You can only do the training online and know how to pass your interview. If you are a housekeeper person, you don't really need a degree for that. If you are home manager, you don't need a degree for that, because it is in the course of this location thing that I know that cleaning is different from housekeeping. Because I have a client that went to go and get, we applied because she says she has cleaning experience. We applied for a job. Uh, oh my God. If I tell you what we passed through, she has done the interview, but it wasn't successful. I will tell you why. So we did the interview because she's been a cleaner, you know, like my mentality. I was thinking that a cleaner is the same thing with housekeeping. So she applied in New Zealand, this thing. So during the interview, they asked her whether she has managed a team of cleaners. She didn't understand it. They said no, that cleaning, it was them that explained to her that cleaning is different from housekeeping management. Because we were applying, because she had OND, so we were thinking she can be a house manager or home manager supervisor. So that's what we were thinking. But no, they said it's different and their skills are different. So I just learned that one, I think last 2 weeks or last week or so. I just learned that one. So now, if you are a house manager, you don't really need a degree. All you need is experience. For instance, if you're going to work in the cruise ship as a house manager, so you need to have some level of experience in that career. So you need to show it in your recommendation letter and in your reference. Anybody writing that recommendation letter and reference needs to say, you know, needs to give an account how good you are. Please, if you're joining me, can you click the like button? I think it's only one person that is clicking the like button, so that YouTube will now work on their algorithm to make sure that other people can see us. So the next thing I want to say is this. There are careers that requires education, but not all career requires education. And I've given you the examples. I've talked about home manager, I've talked about housekeeping, I've talked about cleaning. These three things are different things. But you know, from Nigeria, we think all of them are the same. Then I've talked about welding work, I've talked about forklift drivers, because a forklift lift driver might have some training, but not really you might not have degree, but it's require, you know, they require you to have some forklifting skills or training. So these are the things you can do online, and I know that any good driver can do that. So driving, you don't really need a degree, but you need training. So that's what I was trying to explain. I said no education. It is not every career that needs education. And there are careers that you must pass through universities. And I've given you an example. One of them is if you're going to do pharmacist, if you're going to become a pharmacist, if you're going to become a doctor, you need education. If you're going to become an engineer, structural engineer, chemical engineer, you need education. So, but there are skills that are required that you don't need education. So don't be, when we talk of internship, vocational studies can still do internship. Yes, because, so, okay, for instance, welding work, woodwork, there's something they call woodwork, and they are required in Switzerland. So it was even said last week that I know there's difference between woodwork and carpenter. You know, when we talk of wood in Africa, we say that they are carpenter. Then carpenter is different from roofers. So all these things is what I'm still learning about career and about terminology and their rules and their responsibilities. So that's the kind of tilers, roofers, carpenter, woodwork. They don't need education, university education, but they need some skills and training. You have to prove it. If you're in United Kingdom, we call it NVQ. That is National Vocational Qualification. So now in Nigeria, I've explained that in some old videos about GTC. That's what they call GTC. That is Government Technical College when I was growing up in Nigeria. I don't know whether they are still here. They are the people that do this kind of vocational training, woodwork, forklifting, welding work, roofing, tilers, electrician, not electrical engineer. They are different. So these are the things some technical college in Nigeria did before. I don't know whether those schools are still around. But what I'm trying to say, and the emphasis I'm trying to make, is that when you see a job in Europe, especially in Switzerland that want internship, they don't require degree for some skills you might have. There's no any degree, but there are skills that, and there are professions that require you to go to school. And I have made that known, and I've given that as I've given examples like doctors, engineers, and pharmacists. They need even nursing. I don't mean auxiliary nurse we know in Nigeria, like quack nursing. No, I'm not talking of those ones. But registered nurses need to go to school. But care workers, caregivers, you don't need education. You don't need education. What you need is basic training. They call it skills for care. If you go to Udemy, Skills Share, Allison, Udacity, and there's another one that is more popular. I've forgotten that one. So this, if you go online, you type Udemy, Skills Share, or Allison, or Udacity. These places are the places you can get basic NVQ qualification training for European Union, starting from housekeeping, welding work, woodwork, carpenter, tiling, roofers, and all that. And you should be able to differentiate which one is your skills. Like I give an example, the girl that went to go and apply for a cruise ship in New Zealand. So she was a cleaner, and she saw a job. They said housekeeping manager, and she applied because in Nigeria, we think, or in Africa, most African people can relate to what I'm trying to explain. We think cleaning is the same thing like housekeeping. You know, when you hear housekeeping, you think that a cleaner can still do that job. But they said no, that they have special skills. So now, Switzerland wants internship from third world country, which means, like I said before, I said over 30s because of this singular reason, because they want you to have not less than 5 years experience. So now, if people that graduated in Nigeria, I graduated before I turned 22 or 23. So, but some people graduated when they are 25, 26. So that 5 years experience with youth service will be so difficult. You understand what I mean? So now, you might graduate, you've not gone to service. You will take time before you go to service or something like that. You might, during my own set, they posted me to my degree and I refused. So I stayed 1 year extra before I can go for youth service, because I want, still they post me to Kaduna. So that's what I'm trying to say. So people that are 30 years above might prove 5 years career progression. So, but it will be hard for people under 20 something to prove that. I don't know of South Africa and other. I'm just talking of with my experience as a Nigerian. So it might be different from most of you from other countries. But I know from Nigeria, most people graduate to university from 24 to 25. Then in Nigeria, we now have youth service. And sometimes people don't go for this youth service at that time. Like me, I stayed at home for 1 year for them to post me to a state where I like. So now before then, I wasn't even up to 23. So, but due to my own this thing, I went to school early and I didn't waste time in school. I came out. So, but some people graduate from 25, 26, then they do youth service. Then when they do that youth service, it will take, if you calculate it, they will not have 5 years experience Switzerland wants. Because Switzerland don't take care anybody. If you've been to Switzerland like I have been twice, you know that you don't see many migrants. So they want qualified, exceptional qualified people. That's what they want. So now they have said it's 5 years experience, 5 years career. You must be 5 years in your career. And that's what you need to prove in your recommendation letter or reference. Anybody giving you reference must stress the years you have worked in that job. Even doctors, they want minimum of 5 years. Even nurses, even carpenters, even everybody, they want minimum of 5 years. So anybody going to Switzerland that tells you that they are easy to go, they rarely recruit people without any experience. So that is why I don't want to graduate to make up things, because they know. Now, if you graduated at the age of 24, 25, 26, 27, you went to youth service, then it will be 28. You don't have that 5 years experience. So that is why this thing is 30 years and above people, so that it will, I'm not saying, please don't misquote me. I'm not saying there are no people like me. I wasn't even up to 28 years, but I've had 5 years experience. There are people that went to school early. So, but they are in minority. They can still apply if they can prove that they have 5 years experience after graduation, if they have degree. So for people that went to GTC, did OND, did all these courses, or people that did welding work, because welding work is not taught in our own vocational studies like colleges here. You know, a welder just go and learn work somewhere. You know, they don't have that proof. That is why I mentioned 4 online courses. I have explained how a welder can get vocational study, because in Nigeria, it is not tailored to be taught in school. If you understand what I mean, I don't know whether I'm making sense, because welder, as I know it in Africa, a roadside person can teach a welder work, and they learn and they start their business. I don't know of any university that teach welder work or metal work or wood work. So these are the things they teach in college here, but we don't do it in Nigeria except that GTC, and they do it in the basic level. So now, if you have had that experience, tilers, roofers, welder, woodwork, carpenter, and you want internship given by CERN Switzerland, CERN, CERN Switzerland, what you have to do is to go to Allison. Even if you are a painter, decorator, go to Allison, Udemy, Udacity, go and do a professional course so that you can get certificates. So when you are applying, you can show certificates. Or you can as well go back to where you were trained and tell them to construct a certificate for you, because this metal work in Nigeria and welders are excellent. But it's just that it is not regulated. The training is not regulated. And they don't normally give them certificates. They do settlement for them. So now, carpenter, woodwork is still the same thing. If the man that taught you this thing can design a certificate for you, that's okay. That's fine. But in the absence of that, and you want to go to Europe for vocational internship, the simple thing that you can do is to go online, get a training. There are many training, skills for share. You can do carpenter work, you can do roofing there, you can do painting work, photographing work. All these things are needed in Switzerland, and they are all in red list, shortage list. When a shortage a shortage labor list is read, it means it is in critical condition. So they desperately need these people because housing is a big issue. So, but for us in West Africa, I don't know if maybe South African colleges, they give certificate for this welding work and woodwork, painting, decorators. In Nigeria, the training is not in college, except in GTC, in minimum level, like secondary school level. It is not in college, in advanced college that give the certificates. It is roadside people. Your father can even take you to the carpenter will start training you, and you will be there, you will be qualified, more qualified. But the thing is this, you don't have that certificate to show to go to abroad. There are many people that they have money now, they can go to abroad, but they can twist this and build an online certification for themselves, because you can't just apply for vocational study in Switzerland and you tell them that you don't have certificates and that you know the work. You check how it sounds. Does it sound okay for you? Because if you're telling somebody that you're qualified to do something and you're asking the person to give you internship in that country for do it 6 months so that you can go into the labor market, you need to provide a certificate. There are many fantastic photographers in Nigeria. The way they learn it, they go to the person, that is a photographer, or their parents take them there with even a carton of drinks and they pay small money and they start training. So when they graduate or when they finish, there's no certificate. But in this kind of Switzerland, they have school for colleges teach hairdressing, college teach roofing, college teach tiling, college teach painting, college teach welding work, college teach woodwork. You see, and they will give their certificates. It will be nationally accepted certificates and even EU standard certificates, which we don't have in Nigeria. But you can still do it in another way. It's for you to start going to online, gather certificates, prepare yourself. If you can go back to where you are, you train. Let me just tell you people, if you want to make it easy for yourself, go to where you're trained, even if your guy is not well educated. There's a Canva, go to Canva, design the certificate with his name. You understand? And even put his number there as the director that trained you. Let him sign it and stamp it. You can, if you understand what I'm saying. So if they train you, they didn't give you certificates, you can go back to them, tell them that you want to go to abroad to do send vocational studies for all this level, that they should give you certificate. If they are not giving it and you are well, you know how to go about it. You can even ask someone, a graphic designer, to design a certificate with your boss name so that he can sign. But what I don't know about Nigeria is the qualification you will be given, because like I said in the beginning, in UK you will be given NVQ1, NVQ2, NVQ3. These are the vocational qualification. So for me, I don't know the one Nigeria gives in vocation. So that's what you might have issues with. But if there's a GTC school in your country, in your states, you can go to your state and ask them, what is the qualification of these vocational studies under Nigerian education system, so that you can know where to base it. Because let me just tell you this thing for free. You don't have to construct anything anyhow in that certificate, because they have access to University Commission, which guides higher education. So they will not send that certificate you send to them to University Commission to confirm it. Imagine that you'll be saying, in the wedding workshop, Oshobo, give you NVQ. They send it to University Commission. University Commission will write that embassy direct that they don't know this certificate, that this thing doesn't exist. Then you will start having problem and you'll be denied visa as a forger. So that is why I said, go to do this thing properly. Do it properly. Don't jump. And the best way, if you don't want to go through so that they disqualify you because you forged the certificate with the owner of the workshop, then go to online. You see Udemy, their certificate is widely accepted. Go and do updated training in that site. For instance, you are a photographer. Go and do photography, maybe NVQ photography there online. Then you use that certificate to start applying for international vocational study in photography. And do you know the good part of it? Send Switzerland pay you not less than 30,000 their currency. I don't want to mention it so that you don't go and check it and your brain will go bump. So you can imagine. So if they can pay that much for the internship, sun internship, because these skills are in shortage labor list and they are now red. Go to their government website, you can see it is red. So they need people, but how Nigerians can maneuver this with these special skills is problem, because they are not giving certificate for these skills. But like I said, if you know how to register in Udemy, then you can apply and you can apply for a course there, do the course. When you finish it, they will give you certificates. So you can start using that certificate to apply for job, vocational study internship. So this is the way I think most of you should do it. If you have even baking, catering services, chef skill, that's cook skill, painting, foreman, laboring, construction work, all these courses are in Udemy. Believe me, if you go to Udemy, just type Tyra's courses, you will see courses list down. Then you can choose the one that you know you can afford, because I think they pay in you have to pay for that in dollar. So you can be checking, because the housekeeping training I've been sending my clients to do are $5.99, which is like 6,000 naira. So it's quite cheap. Those courses are cheap to do online. What I'm not saying that you don't know your skill. That's not what I'm not talking down on your skill. What I'm saying is this: you don't have certificate that will be accepted for that internship that is on shortage labor list. You don't have this, you don't have certificates to, give to anyone. So because except there are many people that I'm seeing now, like catering service, they now have certificate they give to their new people they trained, and which is quite good. I thank them for that, because you need to present a certificate. Yes, business analyst is in the shortage list, and even data science, social care. Yes, you can use it to apply. You can use it to apply. Yeah, I have the caregiver 15 certificates and a diploma level 5 health and social care. Yeah, you can apply with that. Yes, it's allowed. You can apply with that. Okay, guys, please, if you're watching me, if you're coming in here, can you click the like button? Let's know. If you have any question now, you can ask. I've answered the one that are here. I've answered the one that are here. So if you have any skill I've just mentioned, could you go to Udemy? If you don't have certificate on that, could you go to Udemy Skillshare and do the course? Then when you come to WTP, we can give you the website where you can go and apply for internship in Switzerland. So this is what I want to share this night, and I wish all of you luck. Stay blessed. And this is where I'll be ending this video because there's no more questions. There's no more questions to answer. Okay guys, see you maybe tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.